Good morning, everyone. We meet again. Today is 21/10/2024. Such a beautiful morning. This week we have a little bit of updates, but a lot of opportunities. So the dollar index trending up now at the level of 103.65. We hit the previous levels. The high was around 103.80 or 85 as well. So we just bounced back around 0.2 only on the dollar index, but this is very important. Why? Because the dollar is getting stronger and it's maintaining the same level. We still did not start with the correction yet. And we have a lot of news related to the US and China to take a decision what to trade this week. Now, if we look at the news, we're gonna notice a lot of things that we can benefit from this week. We have the flash manufacturing PMI on Thursday. That's the most important news for the US on this week. Of course, we're getting near the election, so the market's gonna be affected by that. And keep in mind, that basically the market only get price the news before it happens. Now, in regard of the how is that affecting the stock market? The stock market now, we have some earnings that will start from today regarding the tech companies, and those earnings will basically or should basically lift the market or the Nasdaq up. Now the trend of Nasdaq is still going up above the moving averages, trading around 20,300 at the moment. If we look at the high was around 20,730 or a little bit around these levels. That's regarding Nasdaq. We are near a double top. Be careful. For the ones that would like to short, be careful. You don't need to go from these levels from here. We can still go up from here. The trend is up. Don't try to fight it. Same for S&P and Dow Jones. We look at S&P and Dow Jones. We started the day with a small correction, but it's a very tiny correction. Can't even count it. The major trend is still up. Keep in mind that infrastructure for the investments for end of 2024, 2025 is going to be all focused on all the investors will focus on the infrastructure, who has the best infrastructure or better infrastructure for the next 3-4 years. And definitely the US, China, they have very good infrastructure. And this is why we can see that most of the investors and the flow of money is going to that direction. Even China, that didn't have a lot of investors or different cash flow from all over the world, they started to receive big investments as well. Now, Bank of China lowered the spread 25 basis points. At the same time, we will have a better and a clearer image regarding the stimulus of China by the end of this month. So basically, we are on the right track to understand more about China. Now, let's take a look and start discussing about the geopolitical tension and how the market is getting affected by that. Now, before the weekend or even last week, we started. I was telling you, and I was insisting, you need to be careful what happens during the weekend. The geopolitical tension is back on the line. The press are looking at this and they are focusing on that, especially after Iran hit Israel. And until this second, we did not see any counterattack or any reply from the Israeli government to the Iranis, and this basically keeps the market on the toes. And if they will reply, what's going to be the reply? Is it going to affect oil or not, or it's going to just be a military hit? Now, because of that, we've noticed that gold went up. And we are trading at 2,730. I've already showed you the chart before, and I told you that once we break 2,685, we we will be outside basically the trend moving sideways, and then we're gonna start a new trend heading towards 2,740. Now we are near the target that we discussed, or near the resistance that we discussed. We have a different resistance as well for after 2,740, which is 2,760. Of course, the support will remain 2,685. Now, the beautiful thing and what made a smile on my face today when I opened the chart is basically the silver. Finally, we are above the 33 levels. We broke that, and now we're trading 34 on silver. I believe we started a better and a new trend where silver will start showing us some moves. If we look at the weekly chart, we will notice last week we had a candle that we did not see such candles since few weeks back. The last time it was beginning of September. The one before that it was in May. So such volume is very important, and it pushes the buyers to enter the market. Now let's keep in mind that with such candle on the weekly chart, we might see some correction. It's not out of the way. People need to take some profits. This is very normal. So just be careful where to enter and what's going to be your next target. Keep in mind this the resistance or the previous high will become a support at a certain time, and this is where we're going to see people re-entering the market at these levels. Now, oil, we discussed the US oil as well last week. We're going to give you an update. Now it's trading at 69.72. We couldn't break below 68.75 until now. And sorry. Until the second, we couldn't break below 68.75. So what we need to be careful from is that we are still trading below the moving averages. I believe personally that oil is giving us the indication that the growth in the market is not going to continue the same way, that the expectation of the market until now is negative regarding the growth, but it is underpriced. Because if Israel just replies and counterattack Iran within this week or in the weekend, we're going to see a shoot up, because one of the targets was the refineries or the oil infantries. So that was one of the targets of Israel, and if they hit it, we're gonna see oil moving up fast, at least $5-6 from the levels where we are. The supports are really near us. We have two supports around 67.60, and the second one would be around 65.5. These are the major supports for US oil at the moment. The resistance would be around 72. We have 73, and then 74.9. These are the support and resistance on the US oil. Let's move and take a look at euro dollar and dollar yen, because we've seen that the market on the US index just stopped and is consolidating currently. The trend is still up on the dollar index, but what's happening in the euro? Euro dollar with the trend down on the daily chart, weekly chart, in the past, this is the fourth week that we can see negative on euro dollar. We're trading around 1.0852. And from the levels where we are, the resistance is going to be 0.875 and 1.0810 or even 0.8. If we trade above or below, we're going to see either a correction for the past 4 weeks with a small correction. It doesn't have to be a huge one. It can go up to 1.0940 as a first base, and definitely 0.880 at the same time. For today or during the day, we noticed that the day started on euro dollar breaking, and especially when Singapore and Hong Kong opened, we broke the 0.860, And this led us to the moving average, to the 50 moving average on the hourly chart, to the levels of 50s. We are still trading within the weekly candle of last week. Any break above and below is an easy opportunity, so you can benefit from. If we take a look at the dollar yen is trading at 149.70, above the 100 moving average. So the moving average 100 was a resistance, became a support. And this is very important because, as you can see, we're consolidating at the moment. I already told you that our targets are, or our resistance are 150 and 150.75. We reached the 150, broke a little bit above that, and we are trading in a sideways movement. The high was 150.32 for the past 3 weeks, and this is normal. Now, dollar yen remains under pressure, but keep in mind, dollar is getting stronger, and then you have the stimulus in Japan. So that's why we're seeing that movement and that bounce back. Until this second, we still did not break the 50 Fibonacci on the correction until this second, till now. So keep an eye on that as well, so you can benefit if it breaks above, or you can benefit on the way down as well. You know your risk, at least. That's the whole idea, the risk management. Sterling dollar is kind of like the same way, like the euro dollar. We're trading around 130.35. We are holding the support of 129.75, and as a resistance, the 131. Anything above and below will basically start and show us more clarity on the move for the week. So that would be enough, that would be more than enough as an indication what to do regarding sterling dollar for this week. But keep an eye, we have a lot of earnings. So now there's a big flow of the money that will go to the stock market. And at the same time, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they started the day or the week on a positive matter so far, which is quite good. It's showing us that there is some volume going to those products at the moment, so we can benefit from these as well. On the daily chart, Bitcoin, we're just gonna wait and see if we're gonna go and retouch the levels of 70,000 again and close above that, because closing above that will lead us to trade again around above 71,750, and then after that the resistance would be 73,630. These are the resistance in front of us. Any correction from here would be around 64,500 and all the way to 61,000 if the trend up will fail. Even if we hit the 61,000, the major trend will still remain up until the second. So thank you guys for attending. If you have any question, don't hesitate to contact me, and have a nice week.